Hello. Hi Gray, hi Avery. While you guys are checking to see if you can edit your badge stuff, can I get an audio check? Yes, I finally made sub badges. Yippee. They're all pencils except for one gremlin head that's for like 2.5 years, I think. My badges suck. I can't change mine to pencil. Oh, really? Wait, really? And audio's good? Thank you. Let me see if I can switch it. Can I switch it? Why am I muted? Pain. Got rid of one, I can't find it. Let me see. Edges, okay. Is it because you're VIP? And you have mod? Is that why? Yeah, Avery's muted now. That's very strange. Can fix it. I don't know. I'm fine. Off to my burner account. Pain. I could edit the settings maybe? Show mod icons. Show moderation act. Stands replies. I don't know. VIP taking away the real VIP privilege. Oog. Audio sounds fine. Maybe I'm a bit quiet. I'm a bit quiet, you think? I usually get louder when I VA though, so hopefully it's fine. You move closer to your mic, you're fine. Yeah, I was looking away. Anyway, I could show you guys the badges. They're all just pencils though. They're all just pencils. I can show you. Hold up. Pencil, yes. Doves. Fiber badge. Let me. I gotta do the thing. You want the gremlin? That's 2.5. Not even I have the gremlin yet. It's kind of crazy. Save as. Yes. I want my own cool badges. Maybe someday we can figure it out. Let's see. Alright, add image. Badges. Alright, can you guys see? These are my- oh my gosh. These are the badges that I made. As in, I made one badge and I recolored it. But we take it. You want pink? That's 2 years. Yeah. And I'm thinking probably for 3 year, we make it menace. I want the gremlin. Used to have it. That used to be the only one I had. Take my money. I appreciate any and all subs. Pick up the indigo one, yippee! Yeah, that's the one I have right now, I think. Oh, yeah, so we got badges, yay! Excited to get off my lazy butt and actually make them. Green, let's go. Alright, anyway, we should get started. Woo. How is everybody doing? Cargo hold! Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? Run. It's so big! That's a lot of suitcases. Got my wall placement for thesis today, so excited. I got prime real estate. Let's go! That's so exciting. It was your critique today, right? How did that go? You said it was Tuesday, right? Pretty sure. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and ultra luxurious first class seating. So this is the real scene of the murder. There's certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Lower deck cargo hold. Yay! Suitcase. Oh, next week. I have 1 week left to do as my last mini group crit in this one. I see. Did you get any good critique? Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth! It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the leftover ones they couldn't sell. The ones the company's planning to dispose of after this flight is over. Clown case, I love when people have fun suitcases. Yeah. Would you use this suitcase? This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it'll bring you much happiness. You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200! I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenera wonders why they don't sell. You'd need 2 jobs just to buy one. True. Although, it definitely looks like one is missing. People said my stuff looked good and they were excited about the merch, so I'll take it, I guess. We're all just kind of figuring out how to mount and print our stuff. Okay, that makes sense. That's good, though, that you got a positive reaction out of them. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? My suitcase is cooler because it's covered in stickers, but I'd use that one, it's pretty good. Okay. It's a bunch of glass fragments. Glass shards. What are these glass shards from? Do I have... broken glasses. Aha. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are from a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses' lenses. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. But you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Feeny would have a suitcase with, like, by his face stretched on it as a custom skin. That would be crazy. Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. Bed sheet. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. It sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the looks in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. No! Ask Gumshoe about his job! Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file. And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. Hey, yo! It looks like a profile on Francisca. Profile on Francisca. Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Francisca in his possession? Reek. Why would Mr. Hicks have a file on her? Highly flammable. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one, it says pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals? Pharmaceuticals, you say? Ace? This one says for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? That's crazy. Hongo! Hongo! Have you noticed anything strange happening around here? No, sir. I haven't noticed a thing. I'm not sure that he meant to sound so oblivious. You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And then you immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved governmental level international crime. But it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Francisca came to the airport as an Interpol liaison. Liaison. I cannot say that word. Interpol is involved. It's a top secret operation, so I really can't tell you any more than I already have. But. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Francisca? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Francisca said that she had come to this airport as a part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks had heard she was coming here and he followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Francisca has some explaining to do. Is it liaison? I've always heard it as liaison. Yeah, liaison. Liaison. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense! What are you talking about? A French? Real? We found a profile detailing information about you and the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent, then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Agent Hicks was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. Miles. Yeah, she uses his first name. Disrespect, you know? He went undercover to investigate this crime. And it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. What was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in a suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here to investigate the smuggling operation he was observing. Francisca, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No. Unfortunately, I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of the crew and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases, and they entered the elevator. But while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. That's not a very secure latch. I don't know if you'd want a suitcase like that. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Yippee! I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is that the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of information, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. What do I have? Oh. What do I have? Let me see. Refueling. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off at 5 a.m. Okay. Okay, so we don't really have anything. Good to know. Correct. Okay.
Hold it!
But it's highly likely that the keycard was stolen from Miss Tenero.
Objection!
It's highly likely. Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet! You're a disgrace. There's more evidence pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the keycard that gives her away. You're talking about the murder weapon, the Captain Hugo piggy bank. Yes, she's also the only person with a key to open that display case. Okay, display case. Okay. Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderer's bank. Okay. But... I don't... Did we not establish that this wasn't the murder weapon?
Hold it! Objection!
But that's... Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? The crime scene, probably, but I'm scared. Save. I think we should examine the crime scene in more detail. We might turn up the murder weapon if we search all the cargo and luggage. Did you think I hadn't thought of that? Even now, we're searching through them. But we haven't found anything that even closely resembles a murder weapon. Ah! No, 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 no. Okay. The... buddy? Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. Bald? Why bald? How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with a murder weapon? Scruffy! Yes, sir. Why are we bald staring? What are we bald staring at? What are we staring at? Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Yes, sir! Run, Gummy, run! We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report. Now. The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back. He was beaten over such a wide area. Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. It wasn't just his head. The killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Instantaneous death resulting from blow to the back of the head. Bruising head to mid-back. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, Was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. Yow! Sir, I told you already. You can't go down there. No! You remove yourself from my way! What is all that racket? My luggage! My cargo! They are mine and I demand you return them to me! We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there's no choice. Finally. I think he gave... Hey, what are you... You have left me no choice but to use strong force! Ah! Peek. You won't get past me. This is... Wait. That's it. So that's what this whole thing has been about. He's gonna die. Is there some way for me to prove that this isn't the real murder weapon? Further, there's the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon in the hold. The doc said that his one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. Extensive bruising from back of head down to mid-back as if severely beaten. No! Buddy! Okay. Oh gosh. Or no. No. Back. This? Okay. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there is extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. I didn't read that. Okay, sizable weapon. The unusually large area of bruising suggests that a very large weapon was used. If we're looking for a rather large weapon, you'd think it would stick out. But so far, we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was all that about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska. What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. You did? He really jumped! No one's paying attention to Gumshoe. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This is coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Poor Gummy, I know. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? That's disorderly conduct and assault on police, the latter of which is a felony. Listen, LeBlanc has done many things. Hi, Epic Pikachu, how are you? I don't have any evidence to show! It's too big! I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me! What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as, that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I have figured out what was the real cause of death. Free fall! The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. LeBlanc is just built different, he really is. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside of this plane! I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then, we're in trouble! We may have a second death on our hands, sirs! Look at him! Hey, you! Tell me you aren't dead, pal! Quiet! Why are you screaming? He's alive! And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. Current circumstances? What's that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? It would have been a Virginian pancake, for sure, sir. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. So there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there. Huh! As if there could have been a window of time when the giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Refueling? Yes, transfer cargo.
Take that!
You refueled in the Republic of Zhangfa? Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhangfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Zhangfa Express! Correct, meaning that it was loaded onto the plane in Zhangfa. It was loaded on board during the refueling between 4 and 5 a.m. at the transfer point. Now, what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhangfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me a chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business will be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. Let's go! This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue. Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove that it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Well, let's get investigating, sir. He can run after that fall? Doing okay on mobile because there's been a service outage for the last 6 hours. Oh gosh, that sounds awful. Hopefully you get your service back soon. That's crazy. Zooming? Yeah, he's zooming.
Look here! Do not go about touching my possessions without my permission!
Ah! Don't rush up on me like that, pal! So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? Mobile data. Ew. Should see what else I can find out from him. Talk to me, buddy. I take it this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc.
Of course it is mine! I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alif red statue is worth 10 million cents! No, maybe much, much more!
Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents! I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression that he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer.
It is a very valuable piece of art, so no! There will be no touching!
Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but what? Smuggling? Question mark? If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhangfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake.
What? How dare you say my art is fake?
I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring.
Don't say such fantastical things! Those thieves would not dare! I have the certification of cargo right here!
Do you mean the cargo certification document? And that's called obstruction of justice. Tough. Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it to us at once. GoU Airlines Airway Bill.
I can't read this. What does it say? It says as plain as day, the cargo was put onto the plane in Europe.
And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate. No, which means that there was never a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting here. Document written in Borginian, proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself.
Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right.
This... I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Alif Red. It gives off such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it.
This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at the museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it.
Piece of art being shipped by Mr. LeBlanc, who claims it is worth 10 million cents. I believe a closer look is warranted here. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Deduce! There's no red on this bad boy! Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Look at this bad boy. He's got red eyes. My man's got scammed.
Eureka!
Those eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets. Focus, detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir! They're red! As I thought, this statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc.
What do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I allow you 2 seconds for your answer.
The Alif Red. I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not?
It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago.
Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is gonna be a long story. He has scary blue eyes. His eyes are very blue. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but...
What is that? Sympathy? For what?
You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes.
That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you.
What color are Gumshoe's eyes? Hold on. I must see. Are they black? He's been bamboozled, real. Brown, yeah. I mean, I guess Edgeworths are small, and he's comparing the size. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo.
Why the sudden yelling? Now then! Oh! It's a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe! Ah!
Now, do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake.
A fake!
I believe that even further examination will be required, now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake. There must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhangfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Oh! Ah! Zhangfa Express. What is this? The statue looks like it's stepping all over its neighbor's cloth cover. It kind of resembles its owner's attitude in a sense.
Yo! What did you say now? Further, my clothing hem is not being stepped on by anyone! It is too expensive for me to allow that to happen!
Please forgive the trespasses of my subordinate.
Why should I forgive if the dress passes? Unless it is an expensive dress, you keep it!
Okay, buddy. Yes.
Eureka!
Eh? Ha?
What?
Ha!
What? Who? What have we here? It says Zhangfa Express on the cloth, sir. Something is tugging on the corner of my mind, as though something is out of place. Is that not what the... Oh. Well, I'm going to save now because I'm scared. Ah! Why? What? What do they want from me?
What do they want from me? Ha!
So this Alif Red is a fake. That art dealer isn't looking too happy about it either, sir. I will get to the bottom of this for his sake as well as mine.
Okay?
What do you want me... Huh? Proof the statue was loaded on board in Europe. Yes. Ah! It's on top of the cargo that was loaded on in Changfa. Huh?
Eureka!
Edgeworth? Edgeworth. I'm going to hurt somebody. What do they want from me? It's this cloth. Is it this? Cargo from Zhongfa. It was loaded on board during the refueling. Is it this? Is this what they want? Is this what they want from me? Oh my gosh. There's clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Ah! That's not possible! But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhongfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhongfa.
But then what about the cargo certificate?
Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hicks? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity on board this flight.
So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. He could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed.
That may be true. However, you have it backwards, Francisca. Sure, Agent Hicks could have waited until after the plane had landed, but he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge, which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Document in board Genia says statue was loaded on board in Europe, but statue is a fake. Yippee! Give me my lives back. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes, while this photo could have been seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir, it was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. You would think that if they were making a fake statue, they would try to match it up as close as possible, so that nobody notices, but pop off, I guess. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold, a rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold the Zhongfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhongfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer! Move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath. Now! Miss Von Karma, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Alif Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. Aha. I see. There was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in that spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? Cloth!
Take that!
The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhangfa. Yes, because otherwise the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhangfa? there is no other conceivable timeline for the events of this murder. But if that's true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhongfa, then this becomes highly suspect. Mr. Acme Hicks was there in a seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. But no. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhongfa.
I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in a seat at 5 a.m., you know.
She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. What was she wearing? Nothing. That's what she's wearing. Nothing. But apparently she's allowed to do that because she and the captain are a thing. Alice has competition? Real? Miss Meal. Miss Meal.
Huh?
Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhongfa?
Huh?
You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in a seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhongfa.
Oh?
Miss Cammy Meal.
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one can make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time.
This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well, Miss Meal. If you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span from just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Her eyes are so dead. Miss Meal's alibi.
Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self.
Girl! Putting the pilot in jail? Yeah, as you should. As you should. How old is she? I think she's like 24, 23? 24. We don't have the captain here. Oh my gosh, Bradsy's a baby! She's a baby! How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? 19? I know. I mean, like, she's a prodigy. She became a prosecutor at 19, but that means this is still her first year. She's a baby! She's a baby! Miss Meal, wake up. Ah. Young, is this real? She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Okay. I can do that.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, wake up.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you do something about this flight attendant this instant! Why ask me to wake her up when you can finally put that wit to an appropriate use? That's crazy.
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge, between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda.
Then what were you doing in the attendance room at the time?
Eating, and then having a most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No way! Sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
That's crazy.
Hold it!
Miss Meal, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up!
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Youch! What'd you whip me for, sir?
Oh, what did I miss?
A poor detective being on the receiving end of a lash in your stead.
Really?
sorry about that.
You can make amends for that by continuing with your testimony.
That's crazy. Ah! No. What do you mean? I've been awake this whole time.
Oh, it's alright if you were sleeping, pal.
Pay no mind to the scruffy detective beside you and wake up.
Yeah! Hurry up and wake up, Miss Meal! Enough with the clowning around. This is my show, and I will resolve the contradictions as I see fit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else can pop their head in to say hi.
Well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m.
Oh. Oh, because somebody had to go in through the thing? Yes.
Take that!
I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal.
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero.
Yes? Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now.
I've requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase, after which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal in there at the time?
No?
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Cammy Meal!
Huh? The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out?
Oh, I'll hear you out. Reason for suspicion. I also forgot what voice I gave Rhoda, so alas.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you'd think that maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know? If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meal?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
Aw, but I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Virginian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Virginian.
She's fluent in Virginian. And I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Virginian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Virginian.
Very interesting.
Borginian stuff. Okay, present. Yeah, fake.
Objection!
So you were the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Virginia for a while.
That is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you!
Not the music stopping. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to have participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. Smoking bubbles, yeah, on a plane. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This was going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda's the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. Not the attack.
So perhaps this is some element of a setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who's under the microscope. It seems to me there are killers going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda's being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning. Oh!
This?
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so?
Oh no!
The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whatever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That's because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstance dictated the need for the killer to frame someone?
Where the murder took place, when the murder took place, who the murder victim was. I assume it's where it took place, because since it's on a plane, it's very limited on, like, who can actually do it.
The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Neal. Only you and you alone can be the killer.
And... Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. A phone?
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because it went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Ha ha ha. Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Agent Hicks's phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir! I hear it, Detective. Now where's it coming from? The ring's coming from somewhere in here, sir! Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. You must find it. The ringing is coming from somewhere around here. But it's not here, sir. Why do I have such a bad feeling about where we're going to find the phone? Doesn't seem to be over here. Then let's look somewhere else, sir! Wonder if it might be inside this suitcase. I don't hear any sounds coming from inside, sir. I don't suppose the culprit would have been so dumb as to try the same trick twice. Doesn't seem like the phone got mixed in with the items in the lost and found pile. Well, it's not like the victim would have just dropped it somewhere, right, sir?
Pretty stupid of a killer to not turn it off real. Gummy ate it? No, Gummy!
This is the emergency control panel for the elevator. The switches are currently set to 1F open, which means that right now it's stopped on the first floor with its doors wide open. The ring is coming from in here, sir! What? No, it can't be. This has gotta be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What?
So, Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
Found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker.
What? But... Rhoda Tenero! I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away.
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
So in this case, instead of the killer being stupid and not turning it off, they're using it to frame somebody. This is related to the keycard, all right? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that'll point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail.
It's cracked.
The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. This must be the switch that opens the phone.
This is a phone? Looks like a Pokédex.
Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of a smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
Edgeworth, it has a camera. What else is a camera used for?
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
This looks like a very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case. If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir.
Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
Grr, I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now?
Objection!
The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. SIM card, baby, indeed. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data.
What? What do you mean by that, Francisco?
It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Francisca, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Ooh.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for a smuggling case.
Hey! The Elite Red's nowhere in this pic, sir!
But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right?
Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hicks' killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Boxes of bedsheets. They're still in the cargo hold, though. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling.
If you're just playing around, mind if I go home?
Yes, I mind. What exactly is different between then and now?
That's not how data transfer works. Listen, they gotta do what they gotta do.
What is all this?
Oh, they are cargo ship from Virginia to Zhangfa.
So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhangfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere.
One cluster of boxes is written in Borginian. It says, it is cloth in English.
Cloth. Could it be? Is this where the killer...
What? What is for that scary? What for is that scary face?
Miss Meal.
Yes?
It appears that Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
A Virginian cargo and this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer.
Take that!
And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhongfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy Meal.
Huh! That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes, looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Borginian.
Objection!
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, well then. Logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Bed sheet.
Take that!
Hey! It says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir! Precisely, and bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
So what are you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Virginian cloth.
Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was in the cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Virginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhangfa.
That's right. That is why the Borginian cloth was used. But the only Borginian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Miss Cammy Meal. You and you alone.
Ah!
It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhangfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes.
Grrr!
So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zhangfa?
No! He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. She's so dramatic, real. Well, maybe don't join a smuggling ring?
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about that smuggling route? Did you say anything about that?
We're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing's for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
You're wasted indeed.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you so much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
She was probably getting paid well. That's true, but like, it's a crime. I feel like you shouldn't commit crime. Unless you're prepared to get caught. What did he get? He got a suitcase for free!
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Look at him being a gentleman!
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it'll serve you well. And remember, we here at GoU Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Layton is proud, real.
Now I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go.
Can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir. But boy, was it fun.
Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca?
Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier?
You got it, sir.
Francisca.
When he makes people do crazy things, they do indeed.
I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time. However, it has been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing Piero living her life on the name and fame her invincible father built. He's making friends. Yeah, I'm so proud of them.
True, your father Manfred von Karma didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
You really don't have to worry. I could take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there's another agent on this case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows? You may even run into him one day. My mans! They're talking about my mans!
I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full.
Waiting for him! Yes.
Just like that, she's gone, huh, sir?
Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I won't have to watch out for her whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all of your help and cooperation.
Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt in my instant noodles tonight.
Gummy!
Edgeworth, buy him dinner.
Just how much did you cut his salary by, Franziska? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sodium, I know. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want.
Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Franziska von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking.
Ah, finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through.
And you are?
Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy?
Mr. Amano. Ernest Amano, correct?
Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. We did it, boys! Let's go! Let's go! The end! Okay. I think we start the next chapter. Because 1, I am impatient, and 2, I don't really feel like doing anything else. And we have time left. So, we're gonna at least start the next one. We'll see how far we get. The kidnap turnabout. Let's go. Prepare yourselves, guys. That, you see this silhouette? That's my man's. That is my man's! Dun dun dun. No comms. I'll work later, I promise. Here he comes! Let's go! The kidnap turnabout. It's time. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be following your every movement with my binoculars.
Good to hear. Now make sure you don't lose sight of me. I'm counting on you for backup.
You can count on me, sir.
I have to go. The kidnapper is supposed to contact me soon. Who would have thought that upon my return, I'd be thrust into a kidnapping case? And that I would be the one who would have to make the ransom drop-off.
Look, guys, it's the suitcase!
Let's see. I checked that the money is all there, safe inside the suitcase. And all I have to do is await further instructions from the kidnapper. which I'm expecting to be transferred to my cell phone. I wonder who else is around. This is the meeting place after all. Cute!
Welcome to Gatewaterland!
Oh, thank you.
And a big hello to you! I'm the Proto Badger. Nice to meet you! Yeah! Excuse me, but were you perhaps thinking of taking a picture of me?
A picture of you? Sorry, but I'm not interested.
Aw, that's too bad! Well, have a good day!
Hello.
Who are you? You're not Ernest Amano.
It sounds like the kidnappers using some sort of voice alteration device. I'm his representative, Miles Edgeworth.
Are you a cop?
No, I'm a prosecutor. I know what you're wondering, and yes, I have brought the ransom money with me.
I see. In that case, bring the money with you to the stadium.
This person intends to see if I'm being followed, huh? Please, Detective Gumshoe, I really need you to come through for me this one time.
Event schedule, wait! Max Galactica Troop Grimari! The Governor special concert!
Guys, the references! Guys, the references!
Okay, for those of you who haven't played Ace Attorney, we know Max Galactica from the circus case. He was the defendant, Billy Bob Johns.
I want to go see the Governors, I know you do!
But we'll be meeting the rest of them very soon. And by very soon, I mean after the Edgeworth games. Like that soon.
Edgeworth speaking.
Next, come to the haunted house.
And just how long do you intend to have me wander around for?
That's for me to decide. You don't have much of a choice here, my friend.
I suppose not. I've arrived.
Go inside.
What a dismal place.
That's it. Go right through those doors.
Spooky!
Am I being watched from somewhere?
I am looking at the portrait. I must confirm something. Guys, I need you to tell me something. I'm going to show you guys an image, and I need you to tell me if this is the guy or not. Hold on. Add image. Is that not the same guy? Yes? Right? It's literally the same guy. We're gonna meet this guy. I think it's in this game, specifically. I think we're gonna meet this guy. What is he doing here? What is he doing here? Anyway, thank you for confirming.
Leave the money and go. Now!
I was hoping for an exchange, but maybe I should do as they say for now and not push it. Prepare for the greatest CG of all time. Couldn't even catch a glimpse of the kidnapper.
Doesn't look like it to me, really.
Perhaps I should keep an eye on this haunted house until police backup arrives. Our boy is cooked. Ugh! It was a trap!
Looks more like Edgeworth in 30 years. That's crazy.
That guy. Betrayed. No, can't be. And the deal. Who is that? And what are they talking about? Split. Police. Alright. In front of. Eat up. Can't move my body. I fear I may faint again. Where am I? How long was I out? It wasn't raining like it is now when I made the drop-off. Dun dun dun! This was supposed to be a simple affair, so why have I been taken hostage as well? I can only assume Detective Gumshoe lost sight of me at some point.
Sunglasses. What a dripped-out badger.
The only reason I agreed to be the drop-off man was because of that phone call. It was from Mr. Ernest Amano, the director of the powerful Zaibatsu, the Amano group. But aside from that, I also owe him a great debt of gratitude. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped. I know that Lance is already in his 20s, but I guess some things you never grow out of.
That's crazy.
I can't sit around waiting for someone to come help me. I must escape somehow. No!
Was that you making that funny sound?
Who's there? And how dare you laugh at a gentleman's plight?
That... her! My daughter! Look at her!
Who are you? Are you one of the kidnappers?
A kidnapper? Me? No way! I'm not into such petty crimes. Here she is!
Gumshoe lock in.
But it's okay. Someone else is here now. Nope, I'm after something much, much bigger.
Ugh, I must be worn out from today's ordeal. Focus, Miles.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry about that. Best girl! I love her. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's plight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief, Yatagarasu.
Great thief. And did you really just claim to be the Yatagarasu?
Oh, but my real name is Kay Faraday. You could call me Kay, Kay? Good, glad that's settled.
Not quite. I have a mountain of questions for you. But first, if you would be so kind as to remove these ropes.
I wonder, should I remove them? I was actually having a lot of fun watching you make those silly faces. Like that one. Hey, there's no need to get all mad and icy glary on me, you know. This rope goes through here, and there you go.
What a relief. I owe you my thanks.
Ha, it's okay. You could pay me back in full later.
Now then, what question should I start with? Unfortunately, I can already tell nothing is going to be easy with this cheeky girl.
Great thief.
You call yourself a great thief, yet are you really a thief at all?
You doubt me? I get it. You think that a young lady like me couldn't possibly be such a big-time thief, right?
That's not the part I have a tough time believing.
I am the real, genuine Yatagarasu, you know? Yup, I'm a pure-blooded great thief. It's a little something I inherited from my predecessor.
In that case, you wouldn't mind if I arrested you then, right?
What? Of course I'd mind. I haven't stolen anything yet. Seriously, I don't know how you could say such a horrible thing to your savior.
That's true. Technically, she hasn't stolen anything in front of me. Yet.
Yet.
When you say you're the Yatagarasu, Do you mean you are the Yatakarasu?
Yup. The most righteous of the righteous, the legendary great thief. But I inherited the title only recently, so I haven't had a chance to steal anything yet as the second Yatakarasu.
I was not aware that thieves could pass down their titles like that.
But don't worry, I've got some big plans in the works.
Big plans, huh? They wouldn't happen to lead to a big arrest, would they?
I knew it. There's just no reasoning with the prosecutor.
I'm not the problem here.
I'll have you know that the Yatakarasu has no interest in stealing petty trinkets. There's one thing and only one thing I want to steal.
Only one thing, and what would that be?
But that's going to have to wait until we find our way out of here.
Well, at least there's one thing we can agree on. I'm sure I'll have plenty of time later to learn more about you.
So, you never told me what your name is, Mr. Prosecutor?
I guess not. I'm Miles Edgeworth.
Aha! Now I remember.
How can you remember something I just told you? But she sure is cheery.
Alright then, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's get out of here.
It would seem that we are locked in from the other side.
What? No way! I don't hear you, la la la!
Kay, you do remember where you came in from, right? Looks like that might be our only way out of this room.
Whoops, slight miscalculation. That's a good height to make an entrance from, but I can't jump that high to make an exit.
Suppose we have no other choice but to look around and see if we can't find another way out. Isolation room. Lovely, okay. What is this?
Looks like the Bad Badger, and it's looking as bad as ever.
Looks like a costume head to me.
I guess the Bad Badger's costume is, at the very least, a two-piece, huh?
The real question is, why is only the head sitting out here on the floor?
Costumes separate into head and body. This head was left in the isolation room.
They're holding a Blue Badger photo rally.
You didn't know? Plus, it's not just the Blue Badger, it's his whole family too. Badger photo rally. Take a picture of every member of the Badger family and receive a prize. There's only one of each of the 4 family members wandering throughout the park. Best of luck. If you manage to snap a shot of every member of the family, you get a really posh prize.
Well, there's a costume head sitting over there. Why not start with a picture of that?
You can't do that, that's cheating. There's only one of each badger in the park, so you have to work for it.
Speaking of badgers, there was one sitting against a wall in the haunted house. Prize! Let's do it!
Seriously? But somehow, I don't think that one counts, Mr. Edgeworth. You have to take pictures of the costumed ones walking around the park.
So those are the rules of this game. How quaint.
There's only one of each badger in the park. Try to get the whole badger family. Can I not look at this phone?
Isn't this my phone? It looks like it made it through the ordeal intact.
If only there was a way for us to contact someone on the outside.
Ah, but we do have a way. Right here.
Ah, there was a cell phone here this whole time.
If I'm right, Detective Gumshoe should have contacted the precinct for backup by now. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay? I was so worried, sir! I'm fine. I was knocked unconscious for a spell by the kidnapper, that's all. I'm sorry, sir. I'm such a failure! If only I hadn't lost sight of you! Detective, we don't have time for this. Have the police set up a perimeter right now. You don't have to worry about that, sir. I already got the boys working on that. But in doing that, I sorta... Ah! What's wrong, Detective?
I'm trying to think. Is this my man's? Is this my man's talking? I'm gonna say it is. Okay.
Sorry to butt in, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to make do with me. Who is this? Shilong Lang of Interpol. A pleasure to speak with you, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard a great deal about you. So why exactly is an Interpol agent like yourself involved in a domestic kidnapping case? Don't sweat the details. A crime's a crime, whether it's on local or a global scale. Here he is! Besides, you're the one who's in a world of trouble. And why would you say that? Lang Zi says, the pack that runs together stays together. You catch my drift? You caused quite a ruckus by running blindly into a situation and then getting caught. You should have contacted the police from the very beginning. I'm sorry that this happened because of a lapse in judgment. However, I humbly request that you please help me out of here post-haste. Sorry. No can do. What? We're hunting the kidnapper now, and I haven't got any hands to spare. As I said, my pack moves as one. You're the one who wanted to go it alone, so good luck to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, and once we do catch the kidnapper, rest assured we'll come find you. Eventually. You.
What's wrong? Did you get cut off?
No, my phone ran out of power.
No way!
Doesn't matter anyway. We should try to get out of here through our own means.
Yeah, I have a name to live up to after all. If we put our heads together, we're sure to find a way out.
Back to the door. Okay. This is the beam I was tied to.
What's up?
I was pondering if perhaps we could make it over to and out the window if we climb this.
Good thinking. And if it's climbing action you need, just leave it to me.
Thanks. This little hook looks like it might make for a good foothold. Up you go, Kay, and good luck.
Count on it.
Rude!
Very. The great thief Yatagarasu spreads her mighty wings and takes to the skies. Here I go!
Not the dramatic wind.
As I thought, this beam was definitely not made for climbing.
There's a hook on this beam, but it's not enough of a foothold to climb out with. What do you mean, as I thought? I'm not your guinea pig, you know. Hey, there's something inside the bottom right box. Oh, I think it's a pink badger costume.
Pink badger?
You don't keep up with what's going on in the world, do you? In that case, you'd better study up on the whole badger clan with this.
Proto-badger, the very first badger.
What is this thing?
Bad badger, a vile criminal with a gun? Blue badger, an ally of justice who keeps the peace. Pink badger, note her unique pink bow. Think of it as a bible of all the things you'll ever need to know about the clan.
Whatever. I suppose I can keep it as a reference guide or something.
Book detailing info on the whole badger family.
I suppose this means that this is where they keep all the costumes.
It certainly looks that way. It's like the badger family's home.
There are 8 boxes, but 7 of them are empty, which means that that 7 of the costumes are in use right now. But aren't these badgers the mascots of the police force?
Well, I heard that the police had a hand in sponsoring this theme park. Probably because the Gatewater Group owns the police from all those cases they solved.
They have all the power of the state, and they used it to make a theme park.
It's not just any theme park. They have a handcuff-shaped double-looping roller coaster.
That's quite enough. I'm feeling woozy just from the thought of such a thing.
What a baby.
Won't rest until I blah blah blah, okay. Key! And what have we here?
Ah!
Why do I feel a laser-like stare aimed right at me? Did you want to take a look?
Well, don't mind if I do. Ooh, I see. Yes, this is definitely a key. I'm sure it's a key to do something.
The something is what is relevant to my interest. This is that blue badger I met at the main gate.
Excuse me, but his name is Proto Badger, not Blue Badger. He's based off the very first design created by the local police chief. You know, when you compare the two, the Blue Badger looks a bit cuter.
I suppose as he continued to redesign him, the chief managed to make him cuter and cuter. Even humanity has come a long way when you think about how much we've evolved.
Are we comparing the Blue Badger to humans now? That's crazy.
I suppose this is the pink badger. But since it has the same design, doesn't it seem forced to call this one a female?
You think so? I mean, just look at how long her eyelashes are.
That's the only difference.
And the fact that she's pink.
Yes, and
her lips are red, see? Lipstick.
What? She has nothing to say about the giant pink ribbon? Or is that too obvious?
Looks red to me, but okay.
So this is the blue badger's rival, the bad badger, huh? Do you feel some sort of reverence toward this badger, Kay?
Ha! I can't believe you would be so stereotypical when it comes to thieves. Surely you must also think that there are much cooler and cuter ones out there, right? That's it. I've decided that thieves and thievery need an image makeover.
Good luck with that one.
It's the Blue Badger.
I suppose even this thing can be popular with women.
My nemesis!
What in the... Why is she beating it up?
He's got the word badge right in his name. That's nothing but bad news for someone like me. And to think he's out there wandering around in this park. I'd better be careful or he's going to arrest me by the power of his name alone.
I somehow doubt that the Blue Badger has the power to arrest anyone.
Okay. Edit. Okay.
Man, why do they have to put the window so high up anyway? How is a thief supposed to make her daring escape?
I suppose we could make our way out if we were able to climb on top of these lockers.
Haha! That's pretty clever. You'd make a good thief yet, Mr. Edgeworth.
Please don't ever place my name and the word thief in the same sentence again.
Let's see. I wonder if I could jump and grab the top of the locker here. Man, why do they have to make such ginormous lockers anyway?
Even if we wanted to use these lockers, we need some sort of foothold.
Maybe we can use this paint to help us escape.
And what exactly do you have in mind?
Well, we could paint help in really giant letters.
And who, pray tell, would see these giant letters? We're inside of a building.
Okay, then how about we light the paint on fire and send out colored smoke signals? Anyone who saw it would think some crazy arsonist was about and call the cops. Actually, that may not be great for me, seeing as I'm a thief and all.
Let's try to find something other than this paint to use, shall we?
Okay.
Do you know where the person who kidnapped me went?
Well, after they locked you up in here, it sounded like they went into the next room and started talking to someone.
I feel like I heard something as well, but it's all a haze in my mind. However, I do recall that the kidnapper was talking with someone. It's just a guess before, but I guess I really am dealing with two kidnappers here.
Stand on Edgeworth's shoulders, Kay? True!
After that, they left. It almost seemed as if they were done with you.
I suppose that is the case, as my kidnapping seems like an afterthought to the 1 million. Well, they went into the next room. Let's see what we can find out through the slot.
Ooh, we could peer into the room the kidnappers were in from there.
Right. There's a trap door.
Is that what I think it is?
It looks like the kidnappers had an escape tunnel prepared just in case. That's awesome. They're like a bunch of great thieves themselves.
No, they're not, because I highly doubt they made the tunnel themselves. The floor panel was removed and propped up against the beam in a very specific way. I think this building was originally built with a basement or underground area. There's a door on the opposite side that appears to be the same as this one, which would mean that I can probably assume that these two rooms are very similar in structure. I believe I may have just found our ticket out. Huh?
Open floor panel.
Huh? Huh? Oh, he's done. Okay. Can you open the lockers? Now! Now! No! Screams! What am I supposed— huh? Is it— there's a hook on this beam, but it's not like anything we open. Huh? What do you want from me, Edgeworth? What do you want, sir? Can I not look at this tarp? The panel is held in place by a hook. Oh, I just don't know how to read, I guess. Pin save scum we trust. Yeah, I forgot to save. We got it, though. This hook on this beam.
You know I already tried, and there's no way I could jump from this hook to the window. Come on, even you have to admit when something's just not possible.
I wasn't about to suggest that again. Rather, that it's here for a different purpose.
Really? Like what?
As you saw in the adjacent room, it's clearly for keeping a floor panel propped up. Which means that there should be a panel in this room that we can open as well.
Oh, I get it.
I didn't notice its existence all this time because it was being hidden by this tarp.
Alright then, let's fold this thing up and see what's underneath. Now this is what I call a treasure. Wow, this must be another entrance to the secret hidden basement. I totally smell treasure.
The scent I wish to smell is the sweet fragrance of freedom.
Then what are you waiting for? Hurry up and open the hatch.
Alright. This thing is locked down tight.
Edgeworth, we literally found a key. Ah, fiddlesticks. Key, entrance, connect.
Believe you're up, Kay.
Huh? Why me?
Because we need to use the tiny key that you've taken quite a liking to.
Oh, gotcha. Just leave it to me. I love the tense feeling of these moments when you're about to uncover something big.
I believe the feeling of freedom would be much more satisfying right about now.
All right, I got the secret door open. And now...
Oh, wait!
What? Ah!
Are you alright? Kay?
I'm fine. The ladder just slipped is all.
Thank goodness she's alright. I about had a coronary.
Coronary? There's a lot of really large machinery down here.
What about an exit?
It's really dark and cramped down there, so I really doubt there's an exit.
She's so cute.
I can't believe that happened.
You have only yourself to blame for leaping before you looked, you know.
No way! I mean, how was I supposed to know that the ladder's removable? Ladder and lockers.
I figured out how we will escape this prison, Kay.
Oh? So how are we gonna bust out?
It seems that your reckless actions were of some use after all.
Are you actually praising me?
More of a thank you for giving me an idea regarding this ladder.
The underground ladder? What about it?
This ladder isn't just for those who wish to go down.
Clearly Kay has never heard the expression look before you leap. Oh yeah, she just goes.
Oh, I see. If we use this...
Yes, I believe it's long enough to reach the top of those lockers.
Well then, what are we waiting for?
Yippee!
All right, now we can get out of here.
Yes, we spend entirely too much time in here. Kidnappers who held me hostage and a mysterious Interpol agent. This case is only getting started, and I'll be the one to bring it to a resounding end.
Look at all these guys. And there's a kitty!
Oh, kitty cat.
The Wild Wild West area. The 10-gallon hat saloon.
It looks like it stopped raining for now.
Are we sure it's not a stepladder? That is the question.
Yeah, and thank goodness. You have no idea how hard it was raining earlier.
Mr. Edgeworth! I'm so glad to see you managed to escape, sir. I was so stressed that I thought my heart was gonna give out.
Detective Gumshoe, may I ask what in the world that is?
Well, that's,
Oh my lord.
Count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 98, 99! Shifu, all 99 members are here and accounted for, sir. That's my man's! What the heck do you think you're doing counting off my cubs like that? They're so cute, Ryu. Wolverine, this is him! Every person is a valuable human being, you get me? And everyone has a name that their parents gave to them. No one is a 2 or a 3. Everyone, regardless of age or rank, is number 1.
got it. Shifu! Shifu! You are Agent Long, I take it. You infidel! How dare you address our Shifu so rudely!
He's a furry. 100%. My man's is a furry. Look at him, he's so cute.
Langzi says, a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder.
It's been too long, I missed him. Me too!
So don't you ever forget to show the proper respect towards another person. Sheena.
He's legit just Wolverine, except he's not as short. Look at my lad. ICPO. She long line. I can't read this.
This isn't much, but please accept my card. Oh, thank you. Please accept mine in return.
Public Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. They're so polite.
You all see that just now? That is the proper way for two people to show their respect. Keep that in mind and you'll get far in life. Got it?
So polite handing the business card, I know.
Ah, that's right. Franziska did warn me. Something about an elite Interpol agent from the Republic of Zhongfa. Apparently, this man has the highest successful arrest rate in the organization. Agent Lang, why exactly is an Interpol agent involved with this clearly domestic case? That's none of your business, Mr. Prosecutor. How was it not?
Look at this business card! Look at it!
I've heard a rumor or two about you. You solved a murder that occurred during your flight home recently, right? Huh! But you sure took a while just to arrest one little flight attendant. How pathetic. How dare you say that about Mr. Edgeworth? Are you saying you could have solved it faster, pal?
I need to draw him as Wolverine thesis. Can't wait. Let's go.
The comedic relief jumps to the aid of his master. How cliché. Look, what I'm getting at is that if I had been there, no one would have died.
That's crazy.
I would have solved the entire case and Agent Hicks would still be with us here today. Agent Long knew yesterday's victim, Agent Ackley Hicks. Hicks was like a brother to me, so now I'm out to take my revenge. Agent Hicks was investigating a smuggling ring with Franziska and a third person. This must be the man she was talking about. In that case, you should understand how I feel, as the kidnapped is someone I know.
Rude.
So I ask that you please allow me to participate in it. This isn't your neatly trimmed courtroom of Eden, you know. You're out in the wilderness now, Mr. Prosecutor, and way out of your league. No hard feelings, but why don't you go on back to your courtroom now, pretty boy? You dare to mock the court. I do, and I don't need the help of a filthy prosecutor. Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. Who uses the adjective filthy to describe a prosecutor? And why? Why do I feel such intense loathing emanating from him?
Except there would have been no case to solve then, smart one, big brain.
Alright, men. Good job on the perimeter around Gatewater Land. Now just find me the kidnapper and bring the punk to me. Dismissed. Sir! Now then, Mr. Prosecutor, you just sit tight here and don't cause any trouble, understand? Wait.
The way he walks, so cute, he's slouchy.
Mr. Edgeworth! It's been a while since I last met someone so disagreeable. Why of all places did he show up here, and completely out of the blue at that? I suppose I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe to fill me in on that.
Talk to me.
Great job, Detective. Sir! For losing sight of me and the kidnapper and allowing my investigation to be hijacked. Sir! I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later? Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup? Of course, sir. I think I would know the number to my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why didn't Interpol agent show up instead with an army of his own agents? That I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that Wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Long definitely has an agenda, so the question is, what is he after? Mr. Edgeworth, I was wondering if I may ask about one thing, sir.
This song is so good. True. Gumshoe theme.
Yes, what is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean.
I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant, Kay Faraday.
What? Funny, I
didn't read that.
Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant, Kay. Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me! It's been like that since forever!
Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role.
How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we've got a thief on our hands, sir! She stole my role, sir! I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, and making sure she serves out her sentence!
Oh, come on. It'll be fun. Like musical chairs. You better stay fast on your feet.
No way! I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl! He's so mad. Okay. Oh, wait, do we have profiles?
Ernest Amano, age 51, benefactor when I studied abroad in Germany, director of the Amano Group. Lance Amano, age 21, son of Ernest Amano, victim of the kidnapping. I knew him when he was a child. Kay Faraday, age 17, self-purported grape thief. She suddenly appeared, but why was she stalking me? Xie Long Lang, age 27, boasts he has the highest arrest rate in Interpol, in charge of kidnapping case. Xina, Lang's trusty secretary, level-headed, she supports him in his investigations. Stop thief, indeed. Our favorite song. That wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme. They almost look like they're ready to jump out into the real world and gallop away. Almost being the key word. Some sort of tracks were left in the mud here thanks to the rain. They look like tire tracks. Too bad they're destroying the Wild West atmosphere they worked so hard to create. The tires on whatever made these probably got pretty muddy as well. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, can't let anyone through. Agent Long's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. Can I not look at the footprints? Okay. Nope.
Man, I can't calmly do any stealing at all with that detective around.
I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity.
It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing.
Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more.
I don't think we need that.
An old-fashioned rocking chair, the kind that makes you feel instantly at ease. Something written here. A soothing 10-minute sitting for only $100. I see. Reverse psychology. Make it so expensive that no one would dare sit on it.
That's crazy.
It's a cactus, and there's something written here on the sign. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gatewater Land from the local police precinct.
Is it... Was his name Billy? Is it Billy the cactus?
Jake Marshalls? I can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place. It's an empty barrel. I'd venture to guess that its only purpose is to set the mood. This horizontal bar is used for tying up horses. Apparently you can ride real horses at the Cowboys Ranch area just up ahead. Is it possible that the culprits have already escaped with the help of a stolen horse or two? Under Agent Long's orders, we already rounded up all the horses, and every last one has been accounted for. Agent Long is good, although I won't go so far as to say I'm impressed just yet.
Why not?
Highly doubt I'll find a clue in here, but I might as well check just to be sure. This barrel sure is heavy. You there, do you know what's inside of this thing? It's the emergency water supply for putting out fires. I see. Well, they certainly are well prepared.
Do I have to talk to Kay? Is that what I have to do? So what are you going to do about your investigation into the kidnapping?
Good question.
Ah!
Since Agent Long holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated.
Oh, come on. You can't let that stop you. I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go.
But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation.
You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any old great thief. I'm the Yatagarasu. As I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing.
What is this one and only one thing you're after?
The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing, and that is the truth.
I see. It was 7 years ago. There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and publicly disclose evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Yatagarasu was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Yatagarasu? But that can't be, can it?
Lance! Lance! Where are you, son? Always 7 years ago, real.
Mr. Amano.
Oh, Miles, my boy. I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned.
For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system.
No. Ain't nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time.
So who's the old man?
He's the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano.
Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly.
I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano.
Hold on there. Then what happened to all that money?
I believe the 1 million has been stolen, and that the culprits are now on the run.
What?
Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth?
Forgive me, Mr. Amano. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time.
Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy.
The world's longest earlobes, real. I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Amano.
You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I'd recorded him saying that.
You definitely should have recorded that conversation, but not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man.
That's crazy.
Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again?
I will tell you about Lance to help you get him back.
Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behavior.
Very well then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He's very much like me when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off him.
Is there anything else about him you noticed of late?
Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler Oliver.
Your butler?
Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is.
Mr. Amano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon?
As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him.
So you still haven't spoken with him since his leave. What about his family and friends?
They said they hadn't seen him. I tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping?
It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I had better keep in mind.
Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir!
He should really have surgery to remove the excess because TBH is gross. Yes, it is. But I think it's probably... it's like a cultural thing. It holds cultural significance. My edit is complete. I'm excited to see.
Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by, twiddling our thumbs. I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin. Mr. Amano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped. Which is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself. Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy.
Alright, well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating.
If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it.
Yippee!
So what should we examine first? Thanks to Agent Long, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here till only very recently, which means we may be able to find some clues that'll tell us how they escaped. Okay, let's get looking. Hey, you there. Who, me? What are you doing, goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Long's direct command. No way! I am not working for Wolf Boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something? Not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Good, now let's go.
No!
Boy, have I got just the job for someone of your talents.
Well, that was exciting.
Okay,
What? Can't you tell I'm all ready to get down to some detective work?
you should go home. Your parents must be worried about you.
Oh, come on. I finally get to be your assistant, and now you try to ditch me?
I don't recall offering you the position.
Why do you have to be so difficult? Besides, it's already too late, you know? Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back.
You're the only one asserting that.
Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yatagarasu way.
You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about.
Fine, whatever, you win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant K is going to tag along no matter what you say.
Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. Might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. Rip Gumshoe, press F to pay respects, we salute Gumshoe.
I think we will stop here for today, though.
It's been 2 hours and my voice is getting very tired.
But we will continue next time. I was just very desperate to see my daughter and my mans.
Alright, let me see if we can send out a raid.